So we didn't get a lot of requests for these because our female audience is very small, but we did get a request. So I got you ladies covered. Hey, what's good guys? My name's Chris. Welcome to the official WearTesters.com YouTube channel. Today we got a detailed look at these bad girls, possibly. I don't know. I haven't played in them yet. But this is Under Armour's, is it their first women's specific shoe, basketball shoe?
I believe so.
And their name is the UA HOVR Breakthru. I keep wanting to call them the HOVR HOVR 3, so that's my fault. Or it's actually not. It's their fault. They look the same. But these are interesting, so we're going to talk about them. First things first, they've been really promoting the shit out of these. I think that's really cool because again, it's like one of their first like women's specific basketball shoes, but they've been promoting it in a weird way, saying that it's like built specifically for a female foot. And that subject actually came up recently. We did the Air Jordan 35, the unveil, right? And because of the pandemic, everything was via the internet. So it was like streamed, and then we went from there to a Zoom meeting where we got to talk with, you know, design teams and Gentry Humphrey. And one of the things that Humphrey and the rest of us were talking about was actually the women's line and Jordan brand. And he was talking about how when they first launched the women's line that was eventually canceled, then they brought it back obviously like pretty recently, but it was canceled. And the thing is that they were building those shoes on separate lasts, which is not uncommon. And they were building them on lasts that had narrower heels, wider forefoots, blah, 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 all this stuff. And he was saying that the reason was because at the time, the science behind everything was saying that a female foot is different than a male foot. The thing though is that just all feet are different. It doesn't matter what your sex is. That person over there could have a wide foot and a narrow heel, and that person over there could be reversed. This dude over there or that girl or whatever could have a flat arch. So it doesn't matter. And so I just thought it was really interesting that after all this time with the breakthroughs in foot science and footwear science, that this is their pitch, and it's technically wrong, but it's still cool. It is. It's great that they're making something like this for women hoopers, because we haven't had like a women's specific signature, even though this is not a signature, but we haven't had that since like the old Swoop days and Cynthia Cooper. Man, those shoes were awesome. Now about these guys right here, the outsole right here is just reused. So same exact thing as the HOVR HOVR 3. I was a little disappointed in that. I was a little disappointed in the whole tooling in general, just because they boasted women specific and just nothing here is really specific. It's just all reused stuff. So the traction here, identical. Rubber compounds could be a little bit different, but that's not a sex thing. That's a court thing. Like they should just be good. I haven't had a chance to play in these yet. I kind of want to wear one of each just to see if they're different. So that's probably what I'll do. But yeah, I just find it really interesting that they went out of their way to make a women's specific model and just nothing really feels specific to a woman athlete. You have something to say?
I do.
What's up?
I hate to jump right into fit because you know how I feel about that. But do they fit differently?
That's something that was funny. So like typically I'm a 10.5 in women's sizing, and that's a men's 9. They didn't have a 10.5 because after, I think he said size 10, I don't know if they don't make them or if they didn't receive them in the store. I bought these in store over at Dick's Sporting Goods, but they just, for whatever reason, that store didn't have half sizes past a 10. So I tried on the women's 11 and they fit perfect. My toes at the edge, everything. So I don't know what the deal is, but what I would recommend is to try them on in store. Right now you can go into a lot of stores as long as you have your mask on. And again, I found these in Dick's. They had every color. I actually took pictures. You can see them right here. So try them on, see how they fit. To me, they fit a little different than these because of the materials. So I don't know if that's a lasting thing, but that's just to me. Now, moving on up to the tooling, or the midsole tooling, we have HOVR cushioning, and it's encased in just basic EVA. They're the same exact thing. So we got the same setup. We got HOVR in EVA. The forefoot's gonna be a little bit muted because of it. The heel should feel a little bit better. I don't play on my heels really, but you know, if you need that like little bit of smoothness when you're going from heel to toe, should be there. Something that is interesting though is that the webbing that they use is different. I don't know if that's gonna do anything, but it's just something that I noticed. This is something stupid because a lot of people are going to be like, no, that's not right or whatever, but this is how I feel as far as like me and you go, and you're a girl and I'm a boy. The webbing that's in the HOVR here or around the HOVR is sporadic, right? It's like very messy. And then this one's very clean and uniform and tight. I don't know if that's a thing, but that's how I feel like me and her are, where my brain is f***ing all over the place and her brain is very, you're pretty on track. I'm not so much. Now, what I was saying earlier with the fit and everything is that the materials are a little bit different. So that's the thing that I feel might be the cause or the reason for the different feeling, I guess. But I like this setup a little bit more because I don't really like fuse and plastic, especially not when it's a lot. I don't mind it when it's a little bit, like what this is. So you have this skin fuse in the high wear area, so the little toe drag area, the stress zones, like the eye stay area, and then a little bit in the back where you need some extra reinforcement in the heel. And that is completely different or opposite of this guy where it's just all 4-foot fuse everything, and I just don't like this, you know what I mean? This might be great for harsher movements, more torque, more speed and stuff like that, changes of direction to keep you kind of like housed on the footbed. But we've seen so many shoes with textiles now that are pretty good, so I don't think that that should be a huge difference or anything performance wise. The eye stays are a little bit different. Obviously there's just standard like hole punches. These guys have that, plus they have the little fly wire looking things. I will say I like fly wiry looking stuff because it adds a little bit of extra color to it. It adds a little bit of pop. I just really do find it weird that all these brands now use this, and Nike did really start that. It's just one of those things where it's like, as a competitor, I would never just straight up bite like that kind of shit.
How else are you supposed to incorporate strings?
You don't. What the fuck is wrong with this? Nothing. I don't know why you got to do this, but whatever. Those little stringy things are in the midfoot section, so that's the area that they're going to be keeping on the footbed and stuff, or isolating those zones. Something to note though is that the little top eye stay is reflective, so that's cool. It's not like that on the men's. The shapes of the collars and everything are a little bit different as well. This is a little bit more traditional. The other one obviously swoops away from the foot a lot. I don't know if one's going to be better than the other. They both feel fine. The materials though in the back there are pretty much the same. You got that micro molded mesh, but this one has a little bit extra fusey material where, again, the HOVR Havoc has it mostly on the forefoot. But what do you think about these? What do you think about visually? Which one you like? Don't pay attention to the color, just the
It's
shoe.
not even that. It's this weird croc looking thing.
I get it.
It's like the Way of Wades all over again, except even more extreme.
I like to think of these as the flubber. I just won't be bouncy. But these, you like these? These are pretty basic?
Yeah, they're pretty basic.
Nothing special. If you were a girl hooper, would you be intrigued that this is like made specially for you, or would you want to wear what the guys wear?
I would definitely be intrigued. I was sitting back there thinking how weird it is, just the general world we live in, how it was a big thing when Target went and changed all of their backgrounds in the toy aisles and stopped separating girl toys from boy toys.
Just to interject real quick, I live in that section.
I know you do.
Okay.
You can still tell.
Yeah, it's clearly there's girl toys, like there's like the Barbie like pink aisle, then
Yeah.
there's the Disney aisle, and there's the male action figure aisle, there's the car aisle. They just took the sign down that says girls and boys.
Yeah, but it was a big weird to do when
You
they
could
did
have,
it.
yeah, but you could have just took that sign down and nobody would have noticed.
So anyways, what I was gonna say is it must be really frustrating for female hoopers when, if they want a certain shoe and if their feet aren't quite big enough and they can't grab them.
What I would be frustrated with is the sizing, because a lot of times, mostly this is with like Jordan brand and the Nike brand, but the tech isn't in the smaller sizes. This isn't just exclusive to women. This is like kids, kid hoopers, that little feet, and they're out there, they're playing the AAU tournaments and stuff, and they got nothing in them shoes. So that's a little bit weird. But that's starting to change. For example, the Jordan 35, that shoe, I think they said it like all the way down to a men's, or
A 3.
yeah, a men's 3, which is literally a boy's shoe.
That's
so it's
smaller than me, folks.
yeah, so it's not a men's shoe, but like they said that the tech is going to be the same from that size all the way up to whatever the largest size is. So I think that's dope. That's something where the women's shoes too, they were made differently than the grade school, where the women's shoe has all the tech where the men's has. But the lasting was a little bit different. That was the only real different thing. This, I don't really remember anything about Under Armour kids. So I think that that's the main difference, is that when you now have something labeled as women, that all of everything's in there that the guy has in the men's shoe. So I think that that's the most important thing, because they're not skimping out on. So I feel like for your money, that's cool. They should have been already had that though. Like they shouldn't have been taken out. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just weird to me. So I think that that's cool. I don't know about the female foot being different than the man foot. I just think that's stupid. Do you have any other thoughts about these though? Should I gotten a different color? I'm gonna look a little weird out there.
I don't even think this was the original color you were trying to get. I believe you had tried to get a different color.
I don't know.
And they didn't have your size, so you're just like, do you have anything?
Oh, maybe that's what happened. Yeah.
Oh.
So this was the one.
We've had these for a couple weeks waiting.
It's been that long?
Yeah.
Are you sure? Hold
Yes.
on. Oh, Never argue. See, that's what I'm saying, man. All over the place, on point. But that pretty much takes care of it for the Under Armour HOVR Breakthru. I know, I'm so bad with their names. I'm sorry.
There's a lot of them.
There's so many shoes, man. It's like impossible. You know what I mean? Like, so yeah, unless it's a retro where like I've seen them for 30 years, like it's just in one ear out the other, man. Literally my brain looked like this. I'm not playing. That was not a joke. That was a literal thing. Her brain is very tight, organized, color coded. You know what I mean? On the calendar and everything's perfect. I don't even have a calendar. I don't even know where the calendar is. So, yeah.
It's next to the fridge. And then there's one on our work desk. And there's one in his phone.
I did not know that. So, I knew about the one on my phone. I just don't use that either. Thank you so much for watching. Thanks for all the support. Let us know what you think about these down below in the comment section. Are you kind of like in that same line of thought where feet are different, not sex foot, or that sounds weird, not women and men? God damn it, I can't talk. Male and female feet are not opposites, you know what I'm saying? They're just feet. So what's the point? It just seems weird to me, counterproductive when you're trying to be inclusive while excluding. It's very strange. But thank you so much for watching. Thanks for all the support. Sound off below in the comment section. This video is not gonna get no views. It's just not. It's an Under Armour shoe. It doesn't even matter if it's a girl shoe. If this video gets views, I'm buying somebody dinner. It's probably her.
And with that being said.
Oh, take it away. Hey, have a good one.